A father is suing a school in Michigan after they cut his daughter's hair without permission. It is a $1 million suit alleging that the school violated the girl's civil rights and racially and ethnically discriminated against her. In this case, I think you're probably predicting this, but the girl whose hair was cut against her will and against the will of the family was in this case biracial. So Jimmy Hoffmeyer, the father, is black, said his daughter's hair was cut by a fellow student on a school bus back in March. He took his daughter to a hairdresser to correct the uneven chop. Days later, he said nearly all of his daughter's hair had been cut, this time by school staff who were white. He says he asked what happened and said, "I thought I told you no child should ever cut your hair." The daughter, Journey, says, "But Dad, it was the teacher. The teacher cut her hair to even it out." Apparently, it was a librarian, possibly helped by a teaching assistant, who left only a few inches of hair because that's your job as a librarian or a teaching assistant. She had just been to the hairdresser. Like, not again, it doesn't matter, but it is not your job.
Okay, so man, there's so many approaches to this. So from this librarian and teaching assistant's point of view, the kid's hair isn't to your liking. Is there some kind of a dress code you think you're following? Is there some kind of a decency policy? Because we know some of these schools do have those things where they're like, oh, your hair, specifically black folks' hair, has to be a certain way. Can't be this many inches off of their hair. Can't be this particular style because that style is offensive to me, or can make people think this, or it could be distracting to other students. There's so many things that are being policed about who people are, who children are, and how they're growing up and how they're expressing themselves and what their extension of their body is. That now they're under scrutiny from some teacher because they don't like how it looked. What was the reasoning behind this? Was it, oh man, it was uneven, I don't like how it looks? You know, I've got a 9-year-old kid. I drop him off at school, I pick him up a lot of times. And then what I see, especially at the end of the day, are messy children. I see children with hair that's disheveled. I see the kids with dust marks on their knees. So I'll be like, oh my God, those pants are dirty. Let's cut off those pants. Why are we cutting hair from some kid that you think is looking, I guess, unsatisfactory for you? So your response is to cut off more of this child's hair rather than going, oh, there's a kid with some hair. Where does your brain then attach to say, let me do something about some child's hair that's not my kid? And whatever happened to the first kid who cut her hair in the first place? I don't know, again, maybe it was a friend, maybe they were playing a game.
Maybe it was
an accident. Maybe it was something where they're just messing around and she cut her hair and she was playing, whatever. So that's the best case scenario. But whatever happened to that first realm? Whatever happened to educating the children about not touching each other in a certain way in their hair? These things should be just as explicit as the way they teach other kids who and where to touch other people. Privacy types of issues.
So Jayar, when you see the kids with the uneven shorts, what percentage do you trim?
Hey, as long as all the dirt is gone, we just gotta cut it. You know, we gotta make sure.
Do whatever it takes to get it. If the shirt's dirty, tear it off. No, I don't know why you would think that was your job. Now, let's get to what actually happened. The librarian was apparently still employed, but has been reprimanded. Hoffmeyer's lawsuit alleges that the school district failed to properly train, monitor, direct, discipline, and supervise their employees. Now they did look into it. The school, it was an independent investigation. It found no evidence the incident was motivated by racial bias, saying the teacher had good intentions, but the cutting the hair was a violation of policy. Apparently the teacher was put on a last chance agreement and would be terminated if they violated another school policy. Not just like you're gonna be terminated if you keep cutting hair. I think it's a bit broader than that. What do you think about this? Do you think it was racially motivated? Like they say that as if it's like explicitly racially motivated, which I don't think is the only way this could be effectively racially motivated.
How is it that you determine that though? Because this is okay. This is part of the problem with not teaching folks, children in this case. We're talking about critical race things, about other people's cultures and beliefs and systems and who they are, and actually having these discussions be about the positivity of who the differences in each other. So it doesn't have to be explicitly racially motivated. Like this librarian went, there's a little mixed child with hair that's a little bit large. Let me do something about it because I don't like black people. It has to be that explicit for you to determine that it was racially motivated. A lot of times racially motivated things are very subconscious. And that's why we have to teach people about how to be different and how to understand the differences in each other. Yes, even adults, because they never learned it. How do we expect someone who's 40, 35 years old to know something they were never taught? So they may have some deeply rooted racially biased thought processes, even if they think they're doing a positive for this girl, it's based in a racially biased thought process. You can say, oh my God, little Annie's walking around looking like a mess. Let me cut her hair because I know she's gonna get teased by those boys over there. And that's a positive approach. You're like, I wanna help her. But the reason you think that she needs your help is because she's helpless. Maybe you think her parents aren't really there for her. Maybe you think her parents don't understand how messy her hair is. You think her parents don't know how to do her hair. Whatever thoughts you may have, you think you're helping, but you're cutting her humanity out of your thought process. And sometimes we cut humanity out because we just don't think those people are that worthy of it, subconsciously.
So what do you think should be done?
Well, I mean,
like what would the punishment be?
She's kind of got to go, right?
You think she should be fired?
It kind of like, and not to never ever teach again, but in this particular case, that's trauma. So this little girl has to continue to go to school, see this woman who assaulted her. Let's keep it real. I don't want to downplay and under report how bad this is. Like if she reached into her pants or something, that's horrific. And she would be fired for it. This is violating someone's personal space and their bodies. So if nothing else, the rest of the teachers and maybe the TA needs to understand what she was involved with, and we're not gonna stand for this here. Are they gonna stand for it and put her on the last chance, a disciplinary thing if she touched her inappropriately? The way we would think that's normal? This is part of touching inappropriately and violating someone's body. Hey, I don't think she should never work again. I'm not trying to, out her and make sure she never has a job, but she's got to learn about how you approach folks. And this is a learning experience, but you're not doing it at this school anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. You're swaying me, but I think I'm being affected by, like, I have so much built up resentment towards how little our country has ever cared about teachers and like how crappy their lives are, that I think that's affecting me and not wanting to be as rough on them. I don't know. That's interesting. I'm curious what the audience thinks, what the penalty should be. Like they've given her a warning. Apparently, if she wields shears again, she's gone. Is that enough, or should she actually be fired? I'm curious.
I want you to think about the now the news around the school about it. Her hair is super short. People are gonna ask questions. How long is it gonna take for her hair to grow back? This is something that's gonna traumatize her for years, bro. When she's 25 years old, she's gonna talk about how this librarian and a TA cut her hair in elementary school, and she never really recovered from it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We minimize it way too much, bro.
Okay, I don't want to. And I'm not I don't determine everything. I didn't go to Harvard, I'm not that sort of person. No, I haven't done that.
You messed up, bro. You messed up.
I messed up. Okay, let us know what you think in the comments.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.